Hello, good morning, Avantika.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, and, yes, please mute your mic. Today's topic is computer security and different types of attacks on the networks and the computer on security. Avantika, please mute your mic. And
Sir, it's muted only.
okay, thank you. And we will be discussing about these attacks and especially on network security uh, pertaining to related to digital marketing. The computer security we define as generic name for the collection of tools designed to protect data and to thwart hackers, right? And network security is measures to protect data during their transmission. We'll also discuss in the next session encryption and decryption, how data is encrypted at the input end and how it is decrypted at the receiver end when using a secret key and a public key combination. And for the security purpose, this is as well. And computer security, then we have network security, then we have internet security. Our focus will also on the internet security. Measures to protect data during their transmission. When we transmit the data from our end, receiver end to inputs to output end during the transmission over a collection of interconnected networks. Internet is interconnected network of networks, we say, and measures to protect data during their transmission. Internet security is during their transmission over a collection of interconnected networks. And when we talk about computer security, the computer security is basically focuses on desktop, hard disk based, maybe the server hard disk, the large hard disks of the servers, or computer hard disks or laptop hard disks, right? And internet security focuses on during the data transmission. Different types of security trends are there from 1990 to 2001 to these were mentioned, right? And that you can check. And three aspects of information security. Security attack. Any action that comprises the security of information. Compromises the security of information. Suppose you are making a payment online, right? So what we need is we need our data, credit card details must be safe during the transmission as we are entering at our end, at our laptop or at our mobile, and they must be safe up to the reaching to the server end where the data will be up to the transaction will be made finally, right? So an action that compromises basically the security of information. That is security attack. Security mechanism, a mechanism that is designed to detect, prevent, or recover from a security attack. If we are compromising somewhere, if any software is weak, as we discussed in the second unit, pros and cons on the first initial lectures, pros and cons of the digital market, digital e-commerce. During the pros and cons of e-commerce, that was a major issue, the data security. Data security was the major issue we have discussed, right? The security mechanism is a mechanism that is able to detect if any threat is there, and also not only able to detect but able to prevent it, able to prevent it from any threat, right? From attackers, from hackers, or if anything wrong happens, then able to recover from security attack. So this is we call security mechanism. At first, it must be protected. If any threat is coming, it must be able to detect it. There is a threat. If it is able to, and if it is able to detect, then it must be able to prevent. safeguard from that threat, from that security attack. And if anything mishappens, then it must be able to recover from a security attack. So this is we call a security mechanism. A security mechanism. At first, it must save. It can protect. It can detect. It can provide. It must prevent, and that it can recover if any such thing happens. And security services, a service that enhances the security of data processing systems. Security of data processing systems and information transfers. Makes use of one or more security mechanisms. One or more security mechanisms. Right? The computer security concept. Computer security. The protection afforded to an automated information system in order to attain the applicable objectives of preserving the integrity, availability, and confidentiality. We have to preserve our data, remain in integrity and availability and confidentiality of information system resources. It includes hardware, software, information, data, and telecommunications and all the softwares or hardwares and data as well, right? So we have, if any such attacks happens and as softwares get corrupted, if we are not using any security tool, right, our softwares even get corrupted, it doesn't functions. We need to format our hard drive in computer security, and we must protect the data as well, not only software programs, the data as well, and the hardware part as well. It must function, the RAMs and all. The hard disk may damage sometimes. Confidentiality is preserving authorized restrictions. We talked about the confidentiality of the data and the cards and the payment. We are entering the payment details on payment gateways, right? During the cons of the electronic commerce. The confidentiality means and the explaining is preserving authorized restrictions. Authorized restrictions, the things which are restricted on information access and disclosure, including means for protecting personal privacy and proprietary information, right? And integrity is guarding against improper information modification or distractions. Anyone or any hacker is not able to distract our information or modify our information sent on a network, and includes ensuring information non-repudiation and authenticity, information authenticity. If you are sending some information and it must reach in its original form, not that, right? It must reach on its original form. And this is it must reach its original form. And this is integrity, means in between during the transmission the hackers are not able to change the information that is, and it reaches it is in its original form at the receiver end. We call it integrity of the information, right? Availability, ensure timely and reliable access to and use of information. Timely and reliable access to information, use of information. The information is timely available for its use and only by authorized people. The security goal is confidentiality, integrity, and availability, right? As we discussed, all these are important: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. These are the security goals, right? We can have it MCQ in your midterm examinations, what are the security goals, right? And maybe any one of them or maybe all of them may be there, right? Confidentiality is preserving authorized restrictions on information access and disclosure, including means for protecting personal privacy and proprietary information, right? Integrity is remains as it is, and availability is ensuring timely and reliable access to and use of information. We have different types of attacks through by the hackers, right? And or the people who create viruses on the network. And these attacks by hackers are divided in major two categories: the passive attacks and active attacks. Passive attacks and active, right? And here, passive attacks are, a passive attack is a network attack in which a system is monitored and sometimes scanned for open ports or vulnerability. A passive attack is a network attack in which a system is monitored and sometimes scanned for open ports or vulnerability. The purpose is solely to gain information about the target and no data is changed on target. That is, if your passive attack is if your mobile phone data is on overnight and someone may attack on your cell phone, on your device, using any application and wants to know what is saved within your smartphone. So that is, but he or she, the attacker, is not changing anything. Not changing anything, just want to check it. Right? This is we call as passive attacks.
Yes, sir.
Right? This is passive attacks. And in passive reconnaissance, an intruder monitors systems for vulnerabilities and without interaction. No interaction will be there. He or she is not trying to change any data, any information saved on your smartphone or your laptop through methods like session captures, right? In active reconnaissance, the intruder engages with the target system through method like port scans, right? So different methods using the session method or port scan method they use. And types of passive attacks again are two types of passive attacks are there: interception attack and traffic analysis attack. Interception attacks and traffic analysis attack. Interception is the phenomena of confidentiality plays an important role in this type of attacks. Confidentiality. The data or message which is sent by the sender is intercepted by an unauthorized individual where the message will be changed to the different format or it will be used by the individual for his malicious process. So the confidentiality of the message is lost in these types of attack. And interception is, as its name tells, you are sending some message in any format. The attacker will change your message. An attacker may hack the message and may use for personal use. And it is also known as release of message contains. Basically, the message when we send, the message may be a credit card detail or an email or any other message you are sending. Hackers will be able to, hackers try to intercept on it and try to changes the message originality and even may use for its own purpose, right? So we call them interception attacks, right? Like this. right? In between changing the message. The traffic analysis, the other type of attack in the passive attack category, we initially divided into passive attacks and active attacks. In passive attacks, as we are discussing, two categories, right? Interception and traffic analysis. Interception is the hacker is changing your message or using your message for its own purpose. The traffic analysis is the process of intercepting and examining messages in order to deduce information from patterns in communication. It can be performed even when the messages are encrypted and cannot be decrypted. As I said, encryption and decryption we will discuss in the next class, right? Even in general, the greater the number of messages observed, hacker is try to observe and take some conclusion from the messages if the messages are encrypted or even intercepted and stored, the more can be informed from the traffic. Traffic analysis can be performed in the context of military intelligence or counterintelligence and is a concern in computer security. That is, the traffic is analyzed because the data is encrypted. They simply cannot read it. They analyze the traffic. They collect the traffic in large amounts and analyze and trying to find out the information from by analyzing the traffic. And it is normally happens in military intelligence or counterintelligence, right? Traffic analysis. Now, active attacks. Active attacks. In active attack is a network exploited in which a hacker attempts to make changes to data on the target or data en route to the target. As we said, in passive attack, the hacker is just analyzing your data, reading your data, not changing. But in active attacks, they will change your data as well. As I said, if we talk about in context to the computer's security, this changes your software as well as data stored. The purpose is to gain information about the target and no data is changed. However, passive attacks are often preparatory activities for active attacks. Getting the point? Passive attacks are preparatory activities for active attacks. Making conclusion. Yes, making, analyzing and studying the data, what they can get from them in passive attacks. Because in passive attacks, attackers doesn't change any data, just trying to study the data, trying to gather the information. And we have multiple types of active attacks: masquerade attack, interruption attack, fabrication attack, session replay attack, modification attack, denial of service, reverse attack. Right? These are from the data transmission category. These attacks mostly. Masquerade. In this attack, the intruder pretends to be a particular user of a system to gain access or to gain greater privileges than they are authorized for. Right? May be attempted through the use of stolen login IDs and passwords. May be able to steal login IDs and password. They may be doing during the passive attacks. Now they are using this information for active attacks, right? Through finding security gaps in programs, if there is security is weak somewhere, or through bypassing the authentication mechanism. So this is the way how attackers use this particular type of attack. They can hack your login ID and password and they can enter your system. Interruption. This type of attack is due to the obstruction of any kind during the communication process between one or more systems. So the system which are used become unusable after this attack by the unauthorized users, which results in the wastage of systems. Fabrication. In this type of attack, a fake message is inserted into the network by an unauthorized user as if it is a valid user. Sending fabrication message, fake message to this user. This results in the loss of confidentiality, as we discussed about the confidentiality, authenticity and integrity of the message. Right? This is fabrication, fabricated. Session replay. In a session replay attack, a hacker steals an authorized user's login ID, login information by stealing the session ID. Right? The intruder gains access and the ability to do anything the authorized users can do on the website. So you may have noticed if you are using net banking, right, on your mobile or on your net banking on your laptop, the session time is very less. If you are idle for even 10 or 20, 15 seconds, then the message appears the session is over. This is because of protecting the system from session replay, these types of attacks. Session time in banking systems. They are more vulnerable to attacks, right? Attackers are there. So that the session time, if ideal time during your session process around 5-10 seconds, then it says that the session time is over, right? Modification. In a message modification attack, an intruder alerts packet header addresses to direct a message to a different destination or modify the data on a target machine, right? And DOS, denial of service. In a denial of service attack, users are deprived of access to a network or web resource. Users, right? Users cannot access. This is generally accomplished by overwhelming the target with more traffic than it can handle. Right? This information is right. So these are the different types of the attacks on the network we discussed, and as an e-commerce manager, you have to know about these attacks and where the system can be vulnerable or your e-store can face which types of attacks and how you can protect. This is right. This is for your information. Now the next topic we are taking for the today is cryptography. Cryptography. Cryptography is basically, it is again related to the security and right, and cryptography is nothing else but what we do, it is encryption and decryption. Encryption and decryption. Suppose you are entering a credit card detail or your username. So what companies do, what the programs do basically, In encryption, they changes your password because they mixes some other text with that password, characters with that password, and they encrypt it. The thing is same whether we are talking about a password or we are talking about any other data or a credit card detail or whatever. The original data is mixed with some other data, encryption data, and that encryption we call it a key, encryption key, right? And then at the receiver end, the same key or the different is used for decryption, and the original data will be received using the decryption key. That is, at your end, the information will be encrypted, and at the receiver end, it will decrypt it in its original form. The benefit is no one can change the information. The information integrity, authenticity will remain during the transmission. It will remain original. It cannot be, as we discussed many different types of attacks, the attackers cannot read it because the information will be encrypted. Your password is, my password is if Shyam123 @ whatever. So some 10-digit key will be mixed with it at the initial end and it is encrypted, and the key will be used at the for the decryption, and it again makes the Shyam123 @ right. So this is encryption and decryption, and it is the cryptography basically. We call it cryptography, encryption, decryption, right? The question, what is cryptography and all. Cryptography derived its name from a Greek word called kryptos, which means hidden secrets. Hidden secrets. Cryptography is the practice and study of hiding information. Hiding, right? It is the art of science of converting a plain intelligible data into unintelligible data and gain retransformation that message into its original form. You have to retransform the message in its original form at the end as well, so that you can read it, the receiver can read it, right? It provides confidentiality, integrity, and accuracy. Authenticity, we can say as well, right? It provides confidentiality, integrity, and accuracy. Encryption is the process of converting plain text into an unintelligible format. Ciphertext is called encryption, and decryption is the process of converting this ciphertext into a plain text is called decryption. Again, converted into a plain text, the original one. So encryption and decryption, right? Symmetric key or cryptography, secret key cryptography. Same key is used by both parties, means at the encryption and decryption, the same key will be used by both the parties. So we call it symmetric key cryptography. Getting the point? Symmetric key cryptography, same key will be used by both the parties at encryption and decryption. We will be sending the encrypted information from one network and the key from parallelly from the other. At the receiver end, that key mixes with that encrypted information and gets the original information, the plain text, right? Simpler and faster. The advantage of what? Symmetric key cryptography. This is simpler and faster, but less secured, because the same key we are using, a single key we are using at both the end, right? If anyone or the hacker is able to get our key at one end, then they can use at the other end as well, so that it is less secure. Symmetric key cryptography. Another one is asymmetric key cryptography or public key cryptography. It is the another name is public key cryptography. two different keys are used. Users get the key from an certified authority. Users gets key from a certified authority. Advantage is more secure authentication. Authentication and more secure. Disadvantage is relatively complex. It is asymmetric key cryptography or public key cryptography. What happens? Bob is sending an information encrypted, sending to Alice, and then we have Bob's public key, then private key for getting the information here, right? So this is asymmetric key or public key cryptography. What is a key now? In cryptography, a key is a variable value that is applied using an algorithm to a string or block of an unencrypted text, plain text, to produce encrypted text, right? Or to decrypt encrypted text. The length of the key is a factor is considering how difficult it will be to decrypt the text in a given message, right? Length of, suppose, as I said, my password is Syam123, right? And the key may be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, 16 character. And these 16 characters will be mixed with Syam123. They encrypt the information. Now nobody is able to find it because A, B, then S, right? Getting the point, they mix both the characters. The key is A, B, C, D, what I said. And what is the length of the key? If the character are more, suppose the key length is only A, B, C, D, then we are mixing them with Syam123. So this will be less secure, of course. If the characters are more, 16, 12, will be more complex and more secure. What is a block cipher? A method of encrypting, decrypting data. Key is used for encryption, decryption. Same size of IP input and output. The same size key will be used as input at the time of encryption and as well on output at the time of decryption. And there is a initialization vector. And initialization vector, we don't need to know a lot of technical things about that because we are not programmers, but we must know at least nomenclature what is. An initialization vector is an arbitrary number that can be used along with a secret key for data encryption. As I said, A, B, C, D, 16 characters. This we say initialization vector, right? Is an arbitrary number that can be used along with a secret key. Number along with a secret key for data encryption, right? Now we use different data encryption standards as well. Is a previously predominant algorithm used for encryption, decryption of electronic data. DS was developed in the early 70s by IBM, which was then submitted to the National Bureau of Standards. Like other private key and cryptographic methods, private key as we discussed, both the sender and the receiver must know the same private key, right? Symmetric cryptography. DS uses a 56-bit encryption key, 56-bit encryption key, which can given around 256, that is 256 combinations to encryption. The plain text DS is restricted with a block size of just 64 bits, right? So this is the way of how encryption is going on and how many combinations can be formed, right? Sometimes DS is set to use 64-bit key, but 8 bits out of it is used for some other purpose, right? This is about how encryption happens. And we have advanced encryption standards now, and is a specification for the encryption of electronic data, originally called Regendale. The cipher was developed by two Belgian cryptographers, John Nevin and Menezes. who submitted to AES, right? So this is about cryptography as well, and DES and AES encryptions differences you can go through, right? So this is for the day for today class about different types of attacks on transmission and cryptography, right? So only two presentees are there, Avantika and Vaibhav Rawat.